The points covered in this training video are: when coming to hand-in-hand farm, you must handle the stock the hand-in-hand farm way. This is called ride for the brand. No kissing noises. No verbal commands. Do not let the horses sniff your hand. Do not lean on or through the fences or panels. Stay back 4 feet from the fences or panels. Do not feed the horses while handling or riding them. Stay 6 feet away from an eating horse. Do not pet the horses on the nose, face, ears, or neck. To say hello to a horse, blow in the horse's nose as a dominant horse would.
I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how we handle stock at Hand-in-Hand Farm. The reason it's so absolutely imperative for the kids, for the safety, and for the performance of the stock, we are real strict that everybody handle the horses the same way. Now I'd like to give you a little bit of background as to what we come across with these different training methods and training ideas, so you'll see how difficult it is for us. Then we'll show you what we expect. Now we had people come in here a couple years ago that were going to try to help with the summer camp sessions. They wanted to help with training the horses. Well, one lady tells us that in order to make the horse move, it's naturally an into freedom animal, so she drops the rein to make the horse run. Now, another guy came to us and he said he was a retired reining horse trainer. He'd been to the Congress, he'd been to the world, he's been to the top places in the nation for reining horses. And he says he frames the horse to make it move, and he drops the rein to make it stop. To make this reining horses stop, you drop the rein, put your spurs to them, and they tuck their butt and slide. That's how people make a horse slide. Well, so you look at this, how can we teach the horse that if you drop the rein, the horse will run, unless, of course, you drop the rein and the horse will stop? These are pretty opposite. The woman where I was telling her, no, we will not teach that horse that when we drop the rein it runs, she got very angry. She says, I defy you to tell me why that's a problem. I said, well, we have a lot of kids with pinch grip problems. A lot of kids that have feeling gone in their hands. They're maybe preemies, maybe they're fetal alcohol syndrome. They don't have control. They're going to drop those reins 3 to 5 times in 5 minutes. If we teach the horses that every time you drop the rein, the horse runs, I'm going to have runaways constantly. We can't do it. Well, in utter indignation, the woman says, well, then you should train your horses. And off she goes. Look at the noise that people make when they get near animals. You can call it kissing, clucking, whatever. People have lots of things they call that. Some people use this because they want the horse to stop so they can walk up to it. Some people use this because they want the animal to come sniff their hand. Some people use this because they're telling the animal, get ready, I'm about to ask you for something different. Other people use it to say, move on. Other people use it to say, trot, nothing else. Other people use it to say, full bore run. Well, because people use it in so many different ways, and the horse can't tell who's making the noise, it gets people hurt. Right now on the internet, there's a Purina Showcase of Champions. Purina Feed Company is making a series of videos about people who have become national champions and what their journey was like. There's a woman who was world-class barrel racer. A big horse hurt her when she was loading it, and she is trained with this noise. Well, she got ready at a rodeo. The horse is just about out of control. The woman's trying to get the horse framed up so she can start her run. And those ladies go through a shoot and out, it's enough to make you wonder if your house broke when you're watching them. She's getting ready to make her run, and somebody else makes this noise. Well, she'd trained her horse. When you hear that noise, run. The animal took off, and in the ensuing wreck, she broke her arm. We don't use those noises at all under any circumstances on our horses. The kids doing this, they can't tell when to do it, where to do it, and the horses can't tell who made the noise. That noise gets people hurt. As a pro trainer, I have frequently had contracts where people call me up and say they were damaged because at the wrong time their horse took off, and they want me to do something about it. Well, I've had clients that lost national finals over this. The horse can't tell who makes the noise. We do not use that noise, and we don't let anybody else use it. The sniff my hand, I know that's a popular thing. People assume that the horse is getting their smell. But we cannot have a 16-hand mule coming up and sniffing somebody that's in a wheelchair. Furthermore, there's a plant around here that horses rub their faces in to get rid of flies. They nibble on it because if they concentrate the oils, it's a fly repellent for their faces and heads. This is called poison oak. Well, what happens if you go up and say, sniff my hand, and you teach that horse to come up and smell people? We can have kids in hospital. So it's not just that we don't do these things, no one on our horses does it. You don't make this noise. You don't have them sniff your hand. We don't allow them to eat while we're handling them or pet them while they're being handled. You can see all the hay that's on the ground here. If these horses are allowed to eat, if you're feeding them by hand and stroking their soft little nose, they're going to start grazing when they're being ridden. And when we take them out in the brush, they'll be impossible for the kids to ride. You stay at least 6 feet away from any horse that's eating. You do not pet its face. You do not make that noise. They are to stand still. We blow on their nose like a dominant horse would. We blow on their nose to say hello. As they turn their head to the side, we go only to the shoulder. We never pet the face, the jaw, the ear. We don't rub a mule's ears. We cannot have them going straight up to people. Another place we get in trouble is that people want to use the language of command. They're telling the horse, step G, step ha, step up here, come over here, this is where I want you. You can talk to the horse a lot, they like it, but do not go telling them what to do. Be very much aware that if you cannot reach the horse, don't try to pet it. Only try to pet it when we have a rope on the horse and we bring it out of the pen. Don't walk up to the stall and try to pet it. Another thing that has gotten people in trouble is they want to go up and lean on a fence rail to watch a horse. This can really get them hurt. In the early 1980s, there was a guy who walked up to a fence, just put his hand on there and watched the horse, and I told him, hey, don't do that. He got pretty upset with me and told me he knows horses, he knows really what to do and how well to do it, and boy, he's some kind of bronc handler. I told him if that was true, he wouldn't lean on a fence with a horse the other side of it. Within about 20 minutes, the hospital called. The horse had kicked, and he had lost about this much of his hand. The fingers actually came off, a shod horse hitting against that rail. And I had to pick his fingers up out of the dirt with cloth and then wrap them in plastic, and a deputy sheriff came down to take the remains of his hand to the hospital. It's a big lesson for me. Do not allow anybody in the barn to go up and lean on the fence when there's a horse the other side. So just stay back about 4 feet. Some of the horses in this barn are gentle and for kids. Some are here for training. And these training contract horses, other trainers don't want to mess with them. They may not have ever been in a barn before. You do not just assume the horse is gentle and go in and handle it your way. Now, a pro trainer, a pro cowboy, somebody who knows what they are doing, always will ride for the brand. That's what they call it when they're doing it the way the outfit does it. Only the amateurs who are not knowledgeable are going to walk up to somebody else's horse and greet it their way. We'll show you how we do it when you come for your orientation. We'll be able to show you what we do, but we all do it the same way. This keeps the kids safe. This keeps the horses where they stay friendly and anxious to go to work. I want my horses to the point where if I take one out to put him to work, the other ones are messing on the gate saying, "Come get me, come get me." We have that situation right now, and I plan to keep it. So, we all handle the horse the same way. We don't do this. Nobody says, "Sniff my hand." We don't allow them to eat while they're being handled, stand near them and pet them while they're eating. We don't tell them what to do all the time. "Step here, come over here, this is what I want." Whoa. Only command them when you have a rope on them. We don't allow dogs in the barn, and we don't stand up next to the fence to reach through and try to pet the horses. This is to keep the people safe and the horses with a good attitude.
In review. Be a pro. Handle the stock the way the outfit does it, and ride for the brand. For the safety of all involved, handle our stock the hand-in-hand farm way. Thank you for watching.